All right, in the new episode of Beyond the Cypher with Illskillz, our second episode, we have the one, the only, Joey from the Electrolytes. What up, Joey? Everybody give it up for Joey, y'all. Give it up for
What up,
Joey.
man?
No doubt, man. First off, again, thanks a bunch for taking some time out of your day to sit here and talk with the crew.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, and share your experiences. Like I say here, we just say that we're trying to show the humanity and the superhuman. So anything we talk about, let's just keep it like a conversation. And if it becomes too much of an interrogation, just let me know.
Yeah, man.
Because that's not what the goal is. But I guess we'll start in the beginning, right? So how did you get into the dancing and the choreography?
So I'm originally from Brooklyn, and I had a brother who passed away when I was young, but he was a DJ and a b-boy in Brooklyn, and he would show me when I was literally like how when I used to bring my son around the all the battles and everything. That's what he did to me. So it was kind of just like given to me at a young age, and in New York there was dancing everywhere. So choreography, I would say I was like 18 and I started teaching at the Boys and Girls Club in Gilbert, and then it just went on from there. And so yeah,
no doubt. Well, like, to me it's interesting that you say, being from New York, the place where breaking originated. Why didn't you get into breaking? Why was it more the what do you call it? Do you call it hip hop dancing? Do you call it just choreography? What do you call it?
Well, when you mean breaking, like you mean when I freestyle, or are you talking about, because I look at it as two different worlds.
Right. No, I'm saying, why didn't you get into breaking versus what you ended up getting into?
So I have a strong feeling about this. I feel like when you're a hip hop dancer, you don't choose what you like. It chooses you. So I feel like all the b-boys, they're amazing because they were chosen for that, right?
Right.
Like I can't do what a lot of breakers do. I could do fundamentals and footwork and everything, but I'm a skinny dude, so I can't really do any of the power moves and everything,
Right.
But then again, when it comes to popping and manipulation and waving and all that amazing things, it just comes natural to me. So I feel that's why I feel like it chose me rather than I chose my style.
That's a pretty cool way to look at it. So, were there influences along this way when you were like, okay, this is really choosing me? Were there people you were around that were doing it, like, or was there somebody you were looking up to, or was it just like, I like this, I'm gonna do this?
So growing up, I looked up to Mr. Wiggles from Rocksteady Crew.
Right.
And he was a like influence for me. Just movies back in the day, Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo, things like that. Because we didn't really have that much growing up in New York. So I would have to run home from PS63 and wait all day with the VCR and hit record when it was a Michael Jackson video. So I would learn, like I taught myself the Thriller dance when I was 6 years old. I just rewound it, and I was like infatuated with dance. That's all I did. But yeah, no, I just felt every time, okay, so here's an example. When you hear a song, right? It might make you feel a certain way, but when you hear a song you can like top rock to, or like something, you have that like that bang that you want to do. With me, whenever I heard a song, I always wanted to pop for some reason. I always felt like waving or doing certain things, and never put two and two together until I got older. Now I realized like, oh well, this is just who I am.
So prior to moving to Arizona, were you already pretty much 10 toes down in the hip hop dancing, or did it evolve as you get once you got here?
Um, I wasn't in any crew. I wasn't in anything at all. I was just a kid in New York, and I wanted to go out and have fun. But I always danced. I was the kid that danced constantly. It
Right.
definitely evolved out here, especially after social media became a thing, because when I was in high school, I got bullied because my name is Jose. My real name is Jose, but I'm white.
Right.
I liked hip hop. So, you know what I mean? So I can't hang out with these people, so I got bullied all over because I didn't fit in anywhere. And back then,
Right.
dancing wasn't cool. A lot of people don't realize that. And like 99, 2000, 2001, I got picked on a lot because I was a dancer. I was a skinny little kid from New York that danced. But once, social media came around and I realized, wow, there's other dancers out there. And I got to get to know everyone around the community. It just took off from there. Took it and ran.
Is that when you were like, Electrolytes, let's rock it? Like, is that when you were like, yo, I'm gonna start this crew?
No.
Oh no. How did that come about?
Ryan Ingram, my mentor, the most amazing person. He's just like an amazing guy. He took me into automatic response. My first crew was automatic response. And I learned a lot. I'm still learning from that guy. That guy's amazing.
And he's a community guy too. That's what I really respect about him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He put so many people before him, and he's the type of person that inspires me because he wants to raise everyone else so he can rise himself. And I think that's just a beautiful way to look at life. He's just super dope. And so the first crew I got down with was automatic response. It was me, Ryan Ingram, Bonita, Sundance, we had Krista, we had Crystal, Chuck Frank, Confusion. We had a hard team. We had a very talented team. I think we were way before our time.
That's crazy. Yeah, that sounded like an Arizona All-Star list right there.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. So when do you break from being automatic response into being like the founder of Electrolytes?
Oh, I'm not the founder of Electrolytes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay, so this is
exclusive.
Yeah, you might want to take that out. Okay. Salmanuellos is the co-founder of Electrolytes. I wasn't. Yeah, no. A lot of people thought I was a leader. A lot of people thought I was a leader or the creator, and I wasn't.
I will definitely represent for a lot of people because that's exactly what I thought.
Yeah. So I never claimed to be because that's not who I am. And
right.
Yeah. No. I mean, and all Sal.
Okay. So you come in later.
Yeah, I come in later.
No doubt.
The thing was, I actually knew them. We were performing. We were doing street shows for about 2 years prior. Like I knew them. I knew Nico, his brother Nico, when he was like a little kid. And
oh wow.
Yeah. So I've known them since they were all in high school. So even before Electrolytes, even before Electrolytes, our name was Fresh to Death. And before even that, but yeah, when I joined was in late 2008.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And then so you joined in late 2010. Wait, late 2010 you said?
No, 2008.
Oh, 2008. Okay, cool. So you joined in 2008. Now, if I remember correctly, 2008 in Arizona, like the open style scene is still, from my perspective as a b-boy, right? It wasn't really looked at by the breaking community as a viable thing, right? Like I remember like going to Styles Anniversary, and their open styles battle was basically like they would just throw in the most randomest of song and say, all right, do something. And it was b-boys basically just clowning. You know what I'm saying? And it evolved. Well, you tell me how it evolved. Like, how do you see how the open styles scene, specifically in Arizona, how it's changed from like, let's say 2008 to till like, post pre-COVID.
Right. That's a really good question. I think personally, I want to be selfish with that answer, but I just think hip hop evolves, because
Right.
it's not just in Arizona.
Right.
There's so many. I've done so many all styles and open style battles all over the country. So
No doubt.
yeah, I just think it evolved. In here, though, there's a handful of people that I can say raise the bar with. Yeah, two amazing women come to my mind, Leia and Ray Ray.
I knew you was gonna say that. Shout out to Ray Ray and Layla for sure.
Yeah, they definitely raised the bar with that, because not only were they killing it in every battle, besides me, but look at what they have now. They have a whole studio with so many dancers that follow in their footsteps.
Right.
Another inspiration. So
you don't mind if I share my perspective, do you?
No, go ahead. I want to.
I know. I mean, I just don't want to. I don't want to take over the interview with my own personal
No.
Perspectives. But since it is a conversation, let's talk about it. This is what okay. So you heard my first perspective of how it was like back then, right? We throw our last NBL event in 2010. We took off 2011, and then we kind of just did something in 2012 because people wanted it, right?
Yeah.
And then I saw the beginnings of it, but it was still, open styles was starting to get the respect, but it still wasn't the main thing. I come back in like 2018, personal opinion, open styles has taken over. Yeah. Like I think that open styles has, like, if you want to talk big brother, little brother, I leave, breaking is the big brother. I come back, breaking is the little brother.
Yeah.
And like every event is featuring open styles, and it's the way open style should be done. Yeah. Like it's a respected category now.
Yeah. There was okay, so between 2010 and 2011, I really put in a lot of work with open style and all style battles, and I was trying to get, like, great example, Marcus Jones, Kid Soul back in the day.
Yeah, the one you stole from breaking? Nah, I just messing with you.
Right? No, I didn't. That kid is like super talented, man. He's just a jack of all trades, a master of all trades, more like it.
Right.
But I mean, I remember seeing him as a kid going against grown men, and I'm like, man, that kid's gonna be dope one day. And all of a sudden, I blinked, and the summer was over, and he's like bigger than me,
No doubt, no doubt.
And then one day I was like, yo, why don't we just battle? And whenever there's the next 2-on-2 open style battles, because it started with just 1-on-1, and then for about 2-3 years, 2-on-2 open styles battles were like really big. That was the one that him and I won the Furious Styles open styles. Yeah, that's when it was like really, really big. And I am proud to say Marcus and I are undefeated. We have never.
Wow.
Yeah. We've done some crazy battles.
No doubt.
To this day.
Yeah, man, that kid, I remember from just because remember he was in the NBL. He would always be in jams and stuff. And you're right, man. He was like, he advanced really quick. Yeah. As a kid, that whole group had a trajectory. It was him, Simi, Neo, and Scooby Son, whose name is escaping me right now. But yeah, all those kids were really dope, and they had a trajectory. And I do remember, because I remember that was it the 2012? Maybe it was the 2012 NBL. He was with Gravity and those guys, and I was just like, man, this kid just gets better every time I see him. When they were competing, yeah, I think it was 2012 at the Urban Soul. When it wasn't with you though, he was doing a breaking competition. But I had just saw, like, it was him, Gravity, and Tony's brother.
In 2012, we did this show. So we were gone for the first.
Oh, okay.
Year.
My bad.
2010, because that's when I saw him and we were at Urban Soul as well.
No doubt.
Yeah.
And
maybe around those years. It's
around those years,
yeah.
right? But the point I'm making is that like you could just see how dope he had gotten, and then that's when but I remember not seeing him as often, and I think that is when around the time probably that he started getting involved with the Electrolytes and started kind of transitioning, with the competing open styles and just doing like more choreography and hip hop type stuff, right?
Yeah.
So like how do you feel about open styles battling? Because I know, well, I don't know. I'm gonna let you tell me. It seems like a lot of the choreographers, at least a large enough number, aren't really into the whole battling thing.
Yeah. No.
They're more into like the performing.
Yeah.
But I've always seen you as a battler, and I wonder at times, and we'll get into the whole ABDC thing, but if that was an actual advantage that you had and an actual mentality that you could bring to the competition. But you tell us about that.
So I'm gonna start off with how I think and how I train. So someone that I looked up to, I'm not gonna say his name, but back east, he told me when I was very young, he goes, a good dancer practices and trains their moves. A great and amazing dancer practices their moves both ways. So you take it for whatever you think that means, and you go with it.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, you'll see people in breaking, you'll see people windmill one way every time. But if you can windmill and then come back and windmill the other way, you have an advantage.
Right.
So in my lane, I see a lot of people doing like gliding one way, but they can't glide the other way, or they'll keep on locking with their right arm, but they can't lock with their left arm. So I always practice both sides of the spectrum, and then when I didn't step into a studio until I was 21 years old.
Oh wow!
Never stepped into a dance studio until I was 21. So, and that was with Automatic Response, and so when I started learning choreography and I picked it up like super quick, I was like, oh my gosh, this is dope. I'm going to do this along with battling so I could get better.
Right.
Yeah. So I think looking at it as battling and doing choreography helps you a lot, because sometimes you hit a wall. That makes sense? Like when you train in one thing, sometimes you get stuck. So It's always good to have the other side of the coin, if that makes sense.
No doubt.
So
when you stop doing the shows, not stop doing the shows, but in between shows, you're like, okay, well, let me get to this battle and then test my skills against other individuals, see how the crowd responds, see how they take it, and then see what they deliver as a response. And then I can go back and even sharpen up even more if I have to.
So that was a big issue with the crew back in the day, but not anymore. So we did World of Dance, not the TV show, the regular World of Dance, and this was 2010 in San Diego. And so we get on stage and we perform. I think we got first or second, but right after that, I went straight outside to battle, doing an open style battle.
Oh wow!
Because everyone was there. Everyone was there, and I ended up winning the battle. I won like $1,000 and like this dope bike, and they got mad at me because I was outside battling, and we got called back up to the stage, and I was around. So I still feel bad to this day, but I battling. If there's a battle, I have to do it. It's something that just it's like a natural high. That makes any sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So because of your roots, you would always pick battling over performing.
Depends on the performance.
Okay.
So I mean,
like explain. What do you mean? Like,
so if it's like America's Best Dance Crew or nowadays World of Dance, I would do that because in a way that is battling. But I would definitely, at that time, I would definitely have done battling over choreography. because
Okay, and it's funny that you say that because like I think okay, so breaking, right? You got breaking and you and like you have the open styles or the performance, right? Like these dance shows.
yeah,
I always wondered like how could they have the same intensity when the opponent's not right there? Like something about seeing that person and looking them in their face versus I go do my show, then I leave the stage and you do your show. Like they just seem to there, and maybe that's why you enjoy the battle so much. I don't know, but it seems like there's a big opportunity missed when they're not across from me.
yeah, no, I agree. I was actually talking about that because if you go back and watch this year's World of Dance, um, everyone's choreography piece was better than their final piece. It went battle round, and then
Oh wow!
final sucked. The semifinals were terrible, but the battle rounds, because the guys were just in the corner right here, it was dope. It was. I think you miss it. It's either a hit or miss with the TV shows, but the reason why um, I can see the other side of that is because I've witnessed it and I've been in that, and it's not about the opponent because you're
Right,
being judged off of millions of people. So you have to come up with something that is better than something that you don't even know what's going to come across you. You don't get a rebuttal in the performance. So it's like all or nothing every time. In battling,
right,
I go, you go, I go, you go, and I can just switch it on the fly. I can do whatever I want. You have to work all week and you can't mess up. You have to do the exact same thing to the exact same song. You know what's going to happen. So it has to be perfect in a way.
right.
With battling, it's so free and organic that, I think that's what's missing from the choreography.
No doubt. And now there was an era that I remember in Arizona where if Slim Fly was in the building for a open styles, you might as well just go and give him the money now. So and if you play anything, I told you this before. If you played any Justin Timberlake song, it was an unfair advantage, and it was done. It was basically like we're just doing this because we have to. You know what I'm saying? It's like
So I was watching this video. I was changing my hard drives because I got a new laptop, and so I came across all these videos that I don't know if they're on YouTube or not, but there's this one battle. It's the like qualifier before Furious Styles, and I had a friend from New York who was a house dancer, and we were going against Xavier and Alex Clark, and you're on the mic, and then Robin Thicke comes on with Pharrell, I Want to Love You Girl. And then I go out and he goes, and then all you hear is you go, I knew he was going to go out first. So I'm trying to like battle and do my thing and listen to the music. But in my head, I'm laughing hard. I'm like, he always calls me out. Like he knows my style. So it's funny.
right.
Yeah.
No, so the question everybody wants to know is, are you still that dude?
Before COVID, no. Before COVID, no. Now that hunger is back. So
Nice.
yeah. So the reason why I haven't been coming around is because I have a lot of back issues because of all the years I put in with dance, and it took a huge toll on me. But I also focused my hunger for making a name for myself turned into how can I be the best dad to my kids, and I just focused on my family for that time.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but
We all got to do it, man.
don't get me
How
wrong.
many kids?
It's like riding a bike.
Right. How many kids do you have?
I have 3.
Oh, so you in the same boat as me?
Yeah, man.
No, and
3.
did you see my my response to your picture, Slimmer Fly?
Yeah, dude,
No doubt.
man, my son, I love. He
No doubt.
makes me so happy. You have no idea. Like,
Right. That
he was showing me he has to play the saxophone, and I was almost in tears because I was like, I don't even know how to play any instrument. So you got me on this one. Like, there's an episode on Blackish when they're playing basketball, and he's like, my son's never gonna beat me, but if he ever does, that's when he knows he's better than his dad, and he finally beat his dad. I had
right.
that concept with my son. I was like, my son actually is doing something that I've never done before, and that's never happened in our relationship. So it was
That's
a
crazy.
dope moment. It was a dope moment to see him just be in his own
Just
element.
surpass you.
Yeah.
So then in 2000, what was the year of the ABDC?
2012.
2012, you guys decide we're gonna do this America's Best Dance Crew. What did you see? Why did you want to do it? And what led to you guys actually pulling the trigger on going for it?
Okay, well, this is going to be kind of a very deep thing that not that many people know of. So in 2008, my brother passed away. And in a couple of weeks before he passed away, I was actually on the very first episode of America's Best Dance Crew with Automatic Response. We were in the same show the Jabberwockies won that season. And we were in the category of their division. And we ended up getting screwed over, which is another story within itself. And so when we got off, my brother was like, you got to promise me. This is what he said verbatim. He's like, you got to promise me you get back on that show and you win the whole effing thing. And I was like, all right, man, whatever. And that was the last thing he told me. So,
wow.
Yeah. Unfortunately, because with all the drama that happened with the show, with Automatic Response and how they screwed us over, certain people didn't want to do it. And I was literally in tears begging, like, I have to do this. Like, you guys don't understand. Like, the last conversation kind of a story. And so,
right.
But at that time, I was also hanging out with Sal and Nico and a bunch of other guys doing our street shows. And we were just like, yo, you want to go do it? Yeah, let's go do it. And then we just went. And it's all history from there. We actually auditioned a couple of times.
Now, were the auditions in Arizona, or did you have to go to California even for that?
One was in Colorado, and the other ones were in LA.
What? They gonna go to Colorado but not Phoenix?
Yeah, right?
Hey, man, it is what it is. So you guys make it onto the show, right? So you have to. Did you guys win the Colorado one, or like did you get chosen to go from the Colorado one?
So here's a dope story about the Colorado one. They were wanting us to do it because in the audition that year they were like, okay, come in, do your piece, and then we have a surprise for you. So we came in, we did our piece, and then they said, okay, well, this is what happens on the show. You have to come up with another piece right now and show it by tomorrow morning, and you have to use a prop. Like, it's snowing. So half of the guys never seen snow before, and we're like, what? We don't have anything. We're from Arizona. Well, we went to Walmart. I was like, dude, we get lightsabers. So we got lightsabers, and we built the TV with the lightsabers and the antennas, and I was in the middle, and I was tutting. It was really dope. It was a really dope.
That sounds dope.
Yeah, they were super wanting us to be on the show, but the producers wanted I and me at that time. And they ended up.
Wait, so it wasn't even like a fair process of who's going to be on the show?
I don't think so. I don't, because my personal feelings is every time they showed the roster before the show started, I knew who was going to win.
Oh.
Because you have like kind of like how you said when Slim Fly comes in the building, might as well give him the money.
Right.
Yeah. So at that time, you had all these crews that no one knew of, and then just that one amazing crew that everyone knew of, they would end up winning.
So somebody was trying to slim fly you.
Yeah, right?
No doubt.
Funny story. We heard through the grapevine, I don't know if this is true, but they wanted Most Wanted to do the show to win it.
Yeah. So even the winner, even though the end winner, they already had in mind.
Yeah. That's what I was told. I'm not saying like that's what I think, but that's what I was told, that they asked Most Wanted to do the show so they can get the ratings because they're an all-star team of amazing choreographers and they wanted them.
Right. So for any b-boy that's ever complained about a rigged jam, it happens all over the place and it gets bigger than just your local jam. This is national TV.
So when it was the top three, it was us, Most Wanted, and it's getting away from me. I forgot the.
They don't matter. They lost.
Yeah, right. They got. But so we had to do a battle round.
Right.
Between that and the judging and coming back to judge us and tell us who won, it took them an hour and a half. Yeah, because certain people were like, well, we did this whole show for them. They were supposed to win it. And then we came across and kind of like took it from everyone.
It sounds like that Mike Tyson, everybody has a game plan or a fight plan till they get punched in the face. Yes. So you guys were the punch in the face and they were like,
yeah,
what do we do?
Yeah.
So you guys walk out for your first performance of season 7, right?
Yeah.
You hit that stage, right? And you see that crowd. What was going through your mind? How were you feeling? What was that like?
Okay, so you know when you battle and let's say it's the finals in a battle. And
right.
That one song comes on. And you just get, oh my God, I'm gonna kill this round right now. That's the feeling that I have every time I perform on like a big stage like that.
That's crazy. And did you guys make those routines yourself, or did they was it like, okay? Because I saw the one. It started off with like
team that did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I saw. I was watching one episode on YouTube, and it started with Kid Soul sitting in a chair, and he was like, I guess the chair was flat on the floor, and then the camera pans up, and he gets up and he runs over to what you guys are doing. It was like him by himself at first in the shot.
Okay.
He's doing some things and he's dancing with I think it's like a recliner, like kind of like what I'm sitting in, like this kind of chair.
Mm-hmm.
And then he jumps up and he runs over there with you guys, and I was like, damn man, that was dope. Like, did they think of that, or did the show say, okay, these are the resources you have, make something with it, or?
Oh, so the only thing that a choreographer would come in and do is they would tell us, no, you can't use that because that's very similar to what the other crew is using. With us.
Oh wait, did you guys have like practice times and they watch you guys practice or something?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So especially at the last 4, no, the last 3, we were on 20-hour days. I was exhausted, like out of my mind, exhausted.
Because I wanted to ask you that. What are some of the, like in life, what did you have to sacrifice to successfully be on that show? Because you're out of state. I don't know if, did you have to like stay out there? Were you guys living in a hotel, or like do they put you up in a spot?
So you know how the NBA is in a bubble right now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that.
Oh, you guys were in the original bubble.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they put us in a hotel room until the night you get eliminated. And once you're eliminated, you go straight to the hotel, grab your stuff, and leave. But you're not allowed.
You can't even get a 11 o'clock checkout. You can't.
No.
Like
that's why when I did the show again, Mixed Elements got eliminated first, and I knew exactly what was going to happen. And
wow,
once you get eliminated, you can't talk to any of the dancers.
Did you think that was kind of foul?
Yeah.
It seems like a very abrasive way to teach the people, excuse me, not teach, but treat the people that are basically making your show go. It's like, cause me as a promoter as well. It's like if I throw a jam, you get eliminated. I'm like, you got to leave, man.
Yeah,
You
that's
guys
exactly
aren't in
how
the
I felt. I
competition
was
no
like,
more.
okay, so if I get eliminated, I can't support my friends and people that I've been working really hard with for this show.
Right.
Like, no, we use you, get the F out. But at
Damn.
the same time is money. Also people flip out the wrong way when they get eliminated. So
Right.
you got to understand the TV show was a multi-million-dollar business. So when they're done,
Right.
it's just done. It's in the contract.
Wow.
So you can't be mad at it.
Yeah, it's like you can't be mad, but you can. You can't be mad, but you can be pissed. But no, but no doubt. So, what are some other memorable moments from that year? Like, I'm assuming that every time you guys advanced, your brother was in your mind,
Oh yeah.
and
So
we're one step closer.
one thing I'm so happy about is we performed and
Mhm.
they cut this out of the TV show because you have to get judged twice and you have to perform twice and
Okay.
and JC brought up my brother.
Oh.
Yeah, so my brother passed April 16th, and that week of the show, I was all up here, and then he brought it up, and I just started crying, bawling on stage.
Wow.
Super emotional, and yeah, so I'm really glad they didn't air that because I didn't want that to be aired. So that's
Right.
one thing that I always keep for myself, but just memories, amazing memories. Even through there was a lot of dark times because it was very stressful. It's probably one of the most stressful things I've ever done in my life, doing that TV show. Yeah, especially with 7 other brothers.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No doubt.
20 hours a day for weeks, not just a day, for weeks. Getting
is crazy.
up and just not feeling like you've slept at all.
Damn, because you really didn't.
Yeah,
no doubt.
But if I had to do it over again, I would sacrifice. I sacrificed my health. My back isn't the same.
Right.
Just other life sacrifices that are a little bit too personal, but yeah.
No doubt. So, you go in, week out, 20-hour work days, and then finally you win. The guy, I forget his name. Isn't his what's the guy? Isn't he from
Mario Lopez?
Saved by the Bell? Was he the Saved by the Bell guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember he had his hand on your shoulder and he's like, "You guys might get announced as the winner tonight" or something like that. And then fast forward and they
right when he did that.
So they finally say Electrolytes or however they say it, and then what happens?
So if the funny thing with that is, and I die laughing about that. So I'm at the end. I'm always on so like if you're watching, I'm always on the edge of the group because we have to stand a specific way. And when they said Electrolytes, I didn't hear it.
Oh wow.
So you know how they do that pan around, like they pan towards everyone?
So you got your chilling face, like.
Yeah. So I'm doing this. I'm like, and I can't stay. I can never stand still. It's just something like if you ever watch me battle or anything, I'm always like rocking side to side. I'm always like shaking or anything because I just have so much to release, And so when he does that, when he goes, that's all I heard. And I looked and I'm like, did we win? So funny. You have to see me for like a quick 2 seconds. I look and I'm like, what happened?
Wow.
Yeah.
And then they cut the multi-million-dollar check, right?
What multi-million-dollar check?
What did you get? I don't know if they ever said what the prize was gonna be.
$100,000.
Wow. That's still, I mean,
I got about 12 grand.
After taxes?
No, not even.
Or
No,
before taxes?
before taxes. It was like 12.
Wow.
But I wrote it all off because I got stuff that I really want. I got LASIK. Um, I paid off my car, and that was for work. But most
Right.
importantly, it's not even about that big old check. It's about what I get paid now, my resume, my future. That's what it was about. There's not that many people. There's only 7 groups that can say we are America's Best Dance Crew.
Right. And so I know season 8 was the last season. So from your guys' championship to season 8, was there like America's Best Dance Crew gigs that they were providing for you?
Yeah, actually, so after the TV show, we were in Europe for about 3 months doing a Broadway show. Yeah.
So you got that money too then?
Yeah, no, we were getting a lot of gigs. We had our 5 minutes of fame and we were rolling with it. We went to Nigeria for this oil company, and yeah, it was amazing. I got to see the world, and I think because I got to see and witness different aspects of life, I still hold that, and I look at life differently. I don't stress out about the little things.
Right.
I'm not a world travel person, but I've seen stuff.
Enough of it.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
No doubt. So, like, why do you feel? I mean, you guys didn't want to pursue like go down the avenue of a Jabberwockies, where now you're on the Vegas Strip, or like something where you almost become like not an industry of your own, but like a company of your own, kind of like a la Jabberwockies, because you know how they're on the Strip, they have the little store inside the casino and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like, you guys didn't want to do something like that?
Well, first off, I don't think anyone can. Even the crews that are out right now, no one's ever going to be as well known or as big as Jabba, just because what they created was so original, and so unique that you can't duplicate it. You could put on masks, you could put on random stuff. No.
Yeah, they have like a whole backstory of what a Jabberwocky is, and so on and so forth. Yeah, so I guess, like they say, it's deep. Very
inspiring. I think certain people in the group got what they got out of it and kind of wanted to go and pursue their own thing, which is totally fine. People wanted families. I was having a family at the time, so we accomplished a lot, but as much as we were accomplishing our careers, our lives were accomplished as well at the time. We had, Chris was already married, or was he married? Yeah, he was getting married, I had my son Dominic. I was, and it's really hard to be like, yo, let's go do something, but my kid's in a different state. It's super hard. You
can't leave Slimmerfly. He got to ride.
So my son, every time. So he was there every show. He doesn't remember it, but he was there every show. But every time he would leave, it was the worst, because he would throw the craziest crying tantrum, like, I don't want to leave kind of thing. Like he would scream and do like, no, like it's out of a movie thing. Yeah, it was so, that was another reason why I was like super stressed out of my life, because little things to me mean a lot. So my son, I remember this, my son could only count to 4. He was 2 years old, and he was 1.5, 2 years old, something like that. And he could only count to 4, and then by the end of the show, he could count to 20.
Wow.
He didn't know his alphabet. End of the show, he knew his alphabet within that 3-month span. So I try not to miss out on any of those things. That was a big thing for me after the show. I was like, I can't miss those
These moments.
yeah, because
Right.
kids grow so fast.
Yeah. You ain't never lied, man. Of course, missing those life moments is definitely like it's important, right? And those things kind of pull on you. I remember, I'm gonna show a little bit of my humanity, I guess. My dad was in the Navy when I was growing up, and I remember he was like hardcore Navy. I'm gonna stay here till I retire. And then my little sister got sick while he was out, like on duty. And in the Navy, you stay out for like 6 months at a time, right?
Yeah.
So he missed her walking, he missed her like first words, and then she got like super sick one time, and that was enough for him to be like, to hell with this. He got out the Navy, just said I would do the reserves, and life went on. So definitely understand when you got to pivot on those life things.
Yeah.
So the last thing I want to ask you about, so we know you dance, what I'm saying? That's your thing, that's your passion. But what other things are you passionate about outside of dance, and what projects do these passions bring up?
So this whole year, well, the past 2 years, I've been learning how to DJ.
Ah,
Something that I've always wanted to do, and I kind of ran with it during this whole COVID situation,
mm-hmm.
because everyone is. I try to turn everything into a positive, but I honestly feel like the world stopped, and everyone in the world stopped,
Right.
and I'm at the starting line of the 100-yard dash, and I'm ready for that gun to take off, like so I can take off.
Right.
So, and because if you think about it, a whole year's worth of weddings, bar mitzvahs, birthday parties, jams, gigs, all gone,
All postponed.
all postponed. So it's gonna be double, triple, quadruple when this all breaks down. Everyone's gonna come out of the woodworks, and uh, I love DJing, uh,
Mm-hmm.
and I think if I can do that as well as dance, then I have best of both worlds. So that's something that it's not. I I don't know. I feel like it's still part of dance because it's like an element of hip hop,
Right.
but it's it's something that I've always had a passion about, and it's cool because I'm falling in love with music all over again. I'm trying to find all these different songs, mixes, remakes, uh, and one thing that I like about it is, so as a dancer, you wait for the beat, and you're
Mm-hmm.
like, what song is coming on? Okay, okay. But as a DJ, you get to prepare the beat. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so if I'm DJing your battle, I'm not gonna put on a random song. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna put
Right.
on a song that I think you can kill because I
Woo.
want to see the best of you. I'm not gonna do it to favor you and then play something whack for the next person. I'm gonna be like, okay, I know you, I know everyone here, and I'm gonna make you go ham every round
Wow.
because those are the best battles. I think when a song is just like when people are not battling each other but battling the song.
Right.
I mean, gives you chills.
No doubt, man. And like, I hate when DJs throw on the throwaway beats because there's enough dope music where every song could be fire.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what are you going by as a DJ? What are you calling yourself?
DJ Slim.
Oh, he dropped the fly. He just said DJ
Yeah,
Slim.
DJ
No
Slim.
doubt. Word,
Probably
man. Well,
probably because there's gonna be a Slim somewhere, but there's never been a DJ or there's never been a Slim Fly.
there you go.
Yeah, so that's why I stick with it.
Word. Any projects you working on out there outside of like, because I know you have a son, and that's usually like, and I mean you have kids in general, so that usually means you're involved in some kind of kid stuff. I know for me, my son was playing football. I was just standing there, and all of a sudden, with the snap of a finger, I became a coach.
Yeah, right. So I'm a I'm a side like a on the side coach. So
Ah,
whenever they need me, I help them out. But My son is an amazing football player. He plays quarterback for his team. He's like the number one quarterback in his league. You know, he's amazing. You know,
No doubt.
but yeah, I just love watching him play. But another thing, organically, so you know how everyone makes dance videos on TikTok or YouTube or whatever. Since my son's been born, I've been recording him and I dancing. I have videos of him and I in his car seat, 1 year old, doing this, you know. But now that he's older, he gets to sit in the front seat. And a couple weeks ago, I was like, let's just hit record and start dancing, see what's on the radio. And it blew up on my Facebook, and everyone keeps messaging me like, oh, can you make more? I love this. I shared it with my friend. They shared it, yada, yada, yada. So it's a project that I'm trying to build, but I'm a little torn because I'm really big about passion. And I feel when you have to put effort into doing something that's organic, it loses the passion. I mean, like, I'm not going to be like, all right, well, my son's in the car, I have to press record. But sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about, you know, me telling him that I love him and I want to have a good talk with him. And sometimes I just want to go hype. So I'm like, press record. And those are the moments, you know?
Right.
Nowadays you have to put stuff on 3 times a day just to get views. You know, and I don't know. I like to live in the moment.
That's a great place to live. Yeah. And on that note, Mr. Slimfly, I want to thank you for joining us here on Beyond the Cypher. You definitely helped us in our vision of showing the humanity and the superhuman. Thank you for sharing those stories, you know, even the personal ones especially, that just show that side of you. And like I said, man, when this stuff is over, I would love to have you over here. We can talk and chop it up. Maybe we can look at some other people's dance videos and give our opinions on them, whatever we're going to do. And
yeah,
just,
you know, keep it. I'll show you that video that I was telling you about earlier with you calling me out.
There you go. No doubt, man. Well, again, have a good one, man, and we will definitely stay in tuned.
Peace, brother. Thank you so much for having me.
No doubt. Peace. All right. But yeah, man, again, yeah, thanks for this, man. Like I said, man, I'm just trying to basically expand the dance, man, and create good content of people telling their stories. Because I think a lot of time we hear about, you know, oh, you know, I did this jam, I did that jam, and blah, 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 blah. And that's all good. But I like to just go deeper into who people are, as you know, like just scratch a little bit beyond, you know what people are used to.
The crazy thing about the dance scene in Arizona is we've known each other. Some of us have known each other for almost 2 decades, but we don't know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I've literally known you for almost 2 decades, if you think about it.
And this is the longest we've ever like really had a conversation.
Yeah.
You know? So I saw you on your social media saying you're gonna try to get to know everybody that's your friend on Facebook. Yeah. And I feel you on that because we
that's another project. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You know? So, but yeah, man, it's like people know each other but have no idea.
Yeah.
You know, so. But again, thanks, man. Hopefully we can, expand the dance and just expand the knowledge base of what's out there.